I'm meteorologist John Dawson. This is the Fox 26 YouTube Tropical Update. Glad you found us today. It's Tuesday after 4 p.m. with the latest information from the National Hurricane Center on what's happening in the Atlantic, as well as we're going to talk a little bit about the Pacific Basin as well. So we'll dive into things, and first of all, just say that quiet is what we still are looking at in the Atlantic at this point in time. It is again a lot of quiet, and we'll take that. We'll enjoy that for sure, and we're totally expecting things to really pick up and become quite a bit more active here over the next couple of weeks. And that's pretty much what we'd expect to find when we get to this point in January. And typically a lot of times what will be happening is that we'll see some storm systems coming in off of African coast, and then they develop into the potential of a tropical system. So our first area that we're going to talk about is doing exactly that. The system itself, these groups of storms are still actually over land, but expected to roll off of land, and then once it gets out here a little bit offshore into the Atlantic, this yellow shaded area here from the National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center, identifying that area in which it's a 30% chance that we could see some of that development into a tropical cyclone. So still fairly low, but again, all of our conditions overall are becoming a little bit more favorable, and so that's kind of what we're looking at. So the next area that we're talking about is actually already out over water. This tropical wave, again, has the potential as it continues to move a little bit further over to the west, but the chances are lower on this one. Only a 10% chance that we are expecting that would come into a tropical cyclone at this point. So a couple areas that the National Hurricane Center is watching in the Atlantic side of things. We've talked about those storms. They're still over the land right now in Africa, headed out towards the ocean. There's a lot of Saharan dust that's still mixed in out there as well, so that's going to prohibit some of that development, make it a little bit harder, but this looks like these are tracking far enough to the south that those might be able to kind of avoid some of the thicker levels of that dust so far. So within the last hour, we've updated what's happening with Fernanda out in the Pacific, now a Category 2 hurricane, maximum sustained winds at around 105 miles an hour. And we have a new one to talk about. This will be Greg, that's even a little further out. Greg is currently a tropical storm, maximum winds at about 50 miles an hour. So Greg is expected to continue to track to the west, not really going to interact a whole lot with the islands of Hawaii. But I'm going to back up here and talk about Fernanda for just a minute, because the forecast cone for Fernanda, or the forecast, would take it again due west, and as it goes due west, it will have an opportunity to sort of head more or less straight towards Hawaii, but it will continue to weaken as it does so. So we're not going to say that it won't impact the Hawaiian Islands at all, but it will not be impacting it as a hurricane. We're expecting Fernanda to weaken as it moves through. So keeping track into the Pacific, we're now using the G name of Greg. We just talked about Greg. Hillary will be next on the list. Glad you found us today here on Fox 26 YouTube channel. We check in every day of hurricane season, continuing to keep you updated on whatever's happening out there. So make sure you check back and find us again tomorrow.